Well, hello. The show is turned down that we have an echo. Let's see if we can get rid of that. The show will be, and I still hear an echo. Okay. Okay. All right. The echo is gone. And there we have it. Yeah, the echo is gone. We have some technical difficulties. And I see you there in the audience, Carla. The show will be starting in just a few moments. And I'm happy you're here. We're getting ready to set up some last little things, and we'll get right into the show in probably 30 seconds. So I'm glad you're here this evening. So we'll see you soon. We'll be right here on video. Hey, we are here.
We are. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
I'm right.
I'm right.
I notice you never let me say that anymore.
Say
I'm
what?
right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova. Yes, I am.
And we can't tell if you're seeing us the way I see us on my iPad. But if we seem out of frame, then turn your phone or whatever device you're using to look at us horizontally, sideways.
Yes.
And then
Because
you'll be able to see us
Fireside
correctly.
has made more changes. So unless you have your phone, it seems, if you're watching on a phone or iPad, unless you have it facing the same way ours is in the shot, you won't see us properly. I hope they take care of that soon. It didn't used to be like that. If we shot it this way, this is the way you would see it, no matter what. But we'll see. Yeah.
Most of the
we're
updates are
looking
good.
on the other monitor here,
Yep, and we're both out of frame.
yeah, it looks. Let's see. Like now you would see us both, but gee, that's ridiculous. I don't know. I just don't know.
But
All
that's
kind of
not our
weird
topic.
things.
Let's get
That
to our
is that
topic.
is not our topic, not this evening. This is a topic people don't like to talk about.
In fact, I don't. Have we ever talked about it? I don't know if we ever
Sure we
have.
have. Sure we have.
We're talking about money, money, money.
What's the episode called, Jill?
Money, money, money.
No, it's not.
No, the
What?
episode is called "Whose Money Is It Anyway?"
Mine. All mine. Not really. That is not how I feel.
Well, I think we should do our segment.
That's our
What was
segment.
that?
There was a motorcycle outside went by, Jill.
It sounded like it was over there, so I was confused.
No, it
Because
was
the window's
out.
over here,
It was
but it
out.
sounded over
It
there.
was
So I'm like, oh, you have a
outside.
motorcycle sound effect.
It was
like it's a
outside.
hint
It
of
was
the motorcycle that you want.
No, that's a little baby motorcycle. I don't want the baby motorcycle.
I didn't see the motorcycle. I only heard the motorcycle.
You could hear the motorcycle and tell it's a little baby motorcycle.
Oh,
So no, I don't want that. No.
I don't have a skilled ear in that way. But anyway, back to our topic. Our topic is whose money is it anyway? It's part of a segment that we call
Stand by your stance.
So you've already said your stance is that our money is your money. Is that what you
It's
said?
all mine.
It is
No,
not.
no, it is not. However, I do manage the money.
Yes, you
of
do.
the
I
household.
make the money, you manage it.
You also spend the money.
I spend the money because I make the money.
Yes.
So I think I should be
Yes.
able to,
But how are we supposed
retail
to?
therapy is very
Oh,
is very helpful for me sometimes.
Really.
No, actually I don't really buy things I don't need often. Like most of the things I buy because I actually need them. No, I do. Like there are certain foods that, because I'm on my weight loss journey, there are certain foods that I order because they're specialty items that I
Mhm.
eat. Workout attire, I need workout attire.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
you don't think I do? Clearly you don't.
Well, we don't want to make this show about budgets. I could go
That's not what the phone.
but you're
phone.
talking about spending money, and
'Cause
that
you
gets
brought up
into
that I
having
spend-
a budget. People should have a budget of how much money they can spend. So I can say, hey, I need a new car, but my old car is good. There's nothing wrong with it. But I might say, I need a new car and just go out and buy one, but it's not in our budget. If I need a new suit, and I like expensive suits, but if it's not in the budget, I don't get it. That's the difference. So this show is not about budgets.
No,
It's
it's
about
not.
whose money is it. So it's our money. Whether I'm making the most of the money or whether you're making the most of the money or we're both making the most of the money, it's still our money. And we should decide how to use it. But some people may not see it that way. Do you know anyone or any couples that don't see it that way, Jill?
Well, when I was married the first time, we didn't have any joint accounts at all. And at the time, I was really upset about it because it made me feel like I was more a roommate than a wife
Mm-hmm.
in a marriage. But when I decided I wanted to get a divorce, that was very handy.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes.
I didn't have to be concerned about that at all,
Right.
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 So
Right.
so in that case it worked out that we didn't have a joint account at all.
Yeah. Okay.
And some people still have joint accounts and separate accounts so that they can spend their money on whatever they want to. Like, not free money, but money that they don't have to talk to you about a budget. They could just spend what's in that account. So
Yeah.
some people have both. They have a joint account where bills and things that the couple does together, they
Yeah.
do together, and then they have their own separate money
Okay.
that
So
they can spend on whatever.
so let's take a case because we do want to talk about when it causes conflict. I think we do need to talk about that. So
Which case? When you don't
whose
agree on
money
whose
is it?
money?
Yeah, whose money is it? So let's say uh there's a couple, and whether they're married or not, it doesn't matter. Whether they're gay, straight, lesbian, doesn't matter. But one of the partners uh, is working and making really good money. Who knows what really good money is? But
I
let's
was gonna
say
say
that
I don't know what that
they're
means, but
they're
okay.
making really good money. Then the person is not worried about paying their bills or anything because they have plenty of money and plenty of money for discretionary purchases and whatever they want. Want to go on vacation, they go on vacation. They want to get a new car, they get a new car. No problem.
Hmm. A lot of people
But
think that's us. It's not, but a lot of people think it is.
no. But anyway, but let's say the person that's making the money and there's one and the other person of this partnership um isn't working for whatever reason. And let's even take children out of the picture. So there's no children. There's
So
just
they're just
two
two
people
adults. One's working, one's not.
and one
The other
is
one
not.
isn't working for various reasons.
It doesn't really matter
Okay.
what the reason. Could be health, could be to pursue their education, could be anything.
And we've had both of those situations in our marriage.
Yes. But the person that's making the money holds it over the other person's head.
Well, that's not
So I know it's not right. So you've already said that's not right, but maybe that person has a right to do. Well, I make all the money, so if I want to do this, this is what I'm going to do.
But is
If I
this
make
cheating, like going on the vacation with their lover? What is this? Is it
it,
porn? Is it what is it?
it could be anything. Maybe it is porn. Maybe it's
But if it's
maybe
gambling,
the person wants to go on these lavish vacations with their friends. No, not cheating.
not the
cheating.
person they're with.
Yeah, maybe they want to go on a gambling vacation with their friends, and drink and gamble and all of that, and they have the money to do it, but maybe they do it so often that it's not a good thing for their relationship. But the person can say, I can do what I want. I make the money anyway. You have no say so in what I do with my money.
Well, first of all, I want to say hi to Giselle. Hey, Giselle.
Hi, Giselle. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see a friendly face.
Yes, it is.
Woo-hoo, yes.
Well, in the scenario that you're bringing up, are they married? Are they
It doesn't
in
matter.
a committed relationship?
They're in a committed relationship. Yes.
Well, all of these things you have to discuss obviously before you stay in that committed relationship. But also, I think that I if you agree, like if that were us before who we are in reality, and we had that discussion, and you said you're gonna make all them, you're gonna be the one that works, not, and I'm not, for various reasons. And if I said, well, do I get to spend money on anything? And if you said, well, you have to ask me about everything over a certain amount. And I'm like, well, do you tell me about things over a certain amount? And if you say no, because I make the money, then that's a no-go.
What
Because
choice would you have? What choice would that person have?
you don't have to be in the relationship with them, A. B, maybe you have I don't I guess I wonder what your income is. Like, does that the person who is making all the money, do they give the other one? I mean, no adults likes an allowance.
No,
Do they get
no,
it? Like,
no.
how do they get money?
Maybe they had maybe they have a credit card. Maybe they have several credit cards. So they
Is it
just
the person's name though,
no,
where they
no,
control
no.
it?
They have their own credit card with their own name on it. But the person
And
that's
who
making
pays
the
it off?
money pays the bills. So he or she can see the credit card bill for the other person, and then say, okay, yeah, I'll. I say, I'll pay that. I'll pay that. I'll pay that. And then, looking through all the credit card bills and deciding what's a good purchase or not for that person. So, and the person, that's making the money, can say, well, it's my money. I decide what you can do with it. Now you're spending too much money. Don't spend this much money. So, but some people are like that.
Well, I think there has to be I mean, there has to be open communication. Like, I don't think. I mean, I think if you gamble all the money there is in your household away, then obviously there needs to be a discussion about that, and maybe you shouldn't be in charge of the money if that's what you're going to do with it. If it's if they have their own fund to do that, then that's their own account where they do that. But if they happen into your account too and use up all your money, that's a problem.
Yeah, but the person that has the money, the person that is working, doesn't have that problem. They spend lavishly because they can
But
afford it.
but I don't think money should be used as a controlling
Oh, but people
factor
do. That's the
because
thing.
they're controlling
And
people.
But oh well, check this out. Here, I'm going to add this. So this is the same couple we're talking about.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, one decided they were going to stop working. They decided together, to
Mhm.
pursue whatever
Mhm.
education. Maybe it was health issues. Who knows? Doesn't
Mhm.
matter. But when they started in this relationship, they both were making really good money.
Oh.
And now the one person has changed their status from being a high income earner down to zero and totally dependent on the other person that says, well, it's my money. I can tell you how to spend it.
Well, when they were both making money, was it my money, their money, or was it our money? Because I think if circumstances come up where if you're a two income household and something happens to drastically change that, then whatever it was before, if it was our money before, it still is our money if something unexpected arises.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
think.
mm-hmm.
Don't
Well,
you agree?
what? Well, yeah, of course I agree, but I'm trying to look at it from that person's viewpoint that really believes I make the money, it's my money, I can decide what we do with my money. I and there's a lot of people like that. There's a
But I
lot
think
of
if
people.
you have two willing people that want that, then I don't then it's not a problem if you both agree to
Uh,
that. So for example, these billionaires, I've never met any of them in real life.
mm-hmm.
But just from the things that they say publicly, I suspect they're probably like that. Like, I make billions and I support I support your spending habits. And they
hmm
may decide I'm going to cut you off
That is
for
true.
whatever reason,
That is true.
right? They could.
That's
But
correct.
if you were in it from the beginning and you agreed to, be the person that they pay for everything for, you agreed to that, then you can't really say anything when they cut you off because you agreed to it.
But then wouldn't the person with the money be breaking that agreement. If they say, "Oh yeah, come on, live with me, and I'll
Well,
pay for
I mean, it
everything. Don't
reminds me
worry
of
about it."
the current Tiger Wood case. Are you Tiger Woods case? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I
Where the
am.
girl, he had a live-in girlfriend. They broke up, and then she still expected him to pay for a certain lifestyle,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Yep.
He won that case.
Yep. Yes, he did.
He
Excuse
won,
me.
and he was
Hmm.
smart enough to get it in writing, even though they weren't married
Ah,
beforehand.
yes.
So she was saying it was null and void because of whatever had happened to break them up, but
Hmm. Hmm.
um, a judge decided in favor of Tiger.
Yeah.
So so clearly his money, he supported her until he didn't, but she had agreed to it. So nothing she can do now with him, with his money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's talk about single people in a committed relationship that don't live together.
Then my money is my money. My money is
Well,
my money. Now, if we go out together, if we go certain places together, I may pay for things for you. You may pay for things for me, or
yes,
things like that. But my household, my money.
yes,
If
but
I'm single,
the same issue can arise. Oh, like,
how so?
well, for instance, and this has happened to me twice, maybe three times in my life when I was single, where even though I was making really good money at the time, very good money, but there were a couple of women that wanted to make me a kept man. That's funny, isn't
It's hilarious.
it?
Want to make you a kept man,
Yes, wanted to make me a kept man.
and you didn't
Now,
take anybody up on that.
only you.
I did not ever want to make you a kept man.
Only you, Jill. Only you.
You have never been a kept man by me.
but 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 here's the deal. No, I did not take them up on that. But I know people that, whether they were male or female, have taken other people up on that. So it kind of gets into the same thing you're talking about with Tiger Woods. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to be a kept woman. I didn't ever want someone to come to me and say, "Well, I pay for everything for you, and you're going to do what I tell you to do, or I'm going to cut you off." And really, it goes the same with controlling parents. If you are a controlling parent
With money.
with money, or you're a
Write him
child
out of that will. Go
of
ahead.
controlling parents with money,
Yes.
it's the
Yes.
same situation.
You must be straight, or I will write you out of the will. Kind of thing. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
And it's wrong. It's
It
a
is
way
wrong.
to manipulate people.
Talk about conditional love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So either way, it's not good.
Mm-mm.
No matter which way you look at the situation, it's not a good thing. The only person that thinks it's good is the person that's controlling other people.
Hmm.
But in the long run, it's not good for them.
But there are
either.
some people who seek out people who are willing to pay for their lifestyle.
Yes.
And when it's over, they just move on to the next person
the
they can
next one.
find that would do that.
But we hear about that all the time.
We do. And I think it's an issue of self-worth.
But yes, yeah, that or well, actually, it's a couple of things. Self-worth is one of them. But some of the other things are greed.
Greed.
Yes, this is
But
how
it's not
they.
their money. It's
Yeah,
the
but
other person's money.
yeah, but their greed of what they want, the things they want in life, things. They want to live in a mansion, but they don't want to pay for it. They want to drive the most expensive car, but they don't want to pay for it. They want someone else to pay for it, to work for it. Um, they just want to live the lavish life and not have to pay for it. Um, and
But you
they're
pay in other ways.
Oh
Maybe not
yes,
monetary,
you
but you
pay
pay
in
in other
you
ways.
pay in many ways. Um, I see it as like selling your soul. Now, some people may be very happy this way. I know I could never be. Um, and it's not, in my opinion, it's not a good way to live.
No. But then
And
again, I've never been motivated by money. I've done things because I wanted to. you know. Uh and yes, it would have been nice if, I do know my worth. Don't get it twisted. I know my worth. And no
Mhm.
one's ever paid me my worth. I still say that. But the jobs I do accept, I do because I like what I do. Um, for a while anyway. Um,
Mhm.
uh, so I've never been. So if someone came up to me and said, you could have anything you want that money can buy,
Mhm.
that would not be my motivator.
Well, now
But if you want to offer me anything I want that you can buy, I would take it.
That'll work,
That'll
huh?
work. That's different.
I wonder about, there's a saying where everyone has their price.
hmm
I wonder if that's true.
That if you're offered X amount of dollars, okay, that's my price. I
Yeah.
will do it.
Yes. It could be,
I don't know what my price would
well,
be
let's
then.
take
I guess it depends on what they want me to do.
Squid Games.
Oh, that's a great example. That series was wild.
Squid
Oh my
Games.
gosh, that was wild to me.
Yeah.
And it
So,
was wild because you can totally see that people would actually, if that were real, you could see that people would actually do that.
yes. Yes. So,
It was believable.
I wonder if, everybody does have their price. Will someone always say no? Like me, I grew up in New York, but out in Long Island. And I moved to Georgia when I was 22 years old. And after about a year, I decided I never was going to move back to New York. Just wasn't going to do it. I might move somewhere else, but not back
But
to New
not to New
York.
York.
But then one day I said to Jill, I said, you know what? And I used to say, well, if someone said, hey, I will give you $2 million, but the catch is you have to move back to New York
Forever?
forever. Like you can't,
It's not enough.
be in Georgia for 6 months and then go back to New York for 6 months. No, you have to be in New York the majority of the time. The only time, you can leave, not like it's prison, but like when people go on vacation, stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
But you can't have another residence somewhere else. And I would say, oh, heck no. No way. I would not take $2 million to
No,
move
we would need more than
back
that.
to that's
Far
the
more than that.
question.
Well,
And-
there are some places because they want to bring people to their little town or area. There's some places that will let you live live there for $1,
yes.
but you have to stay there you have to be a resident at least 2 years or something like that.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's like there's a place in Kentucky that's like that, and it's just for artists. And there's a place in Italy
Well, actually, there's places
All
right
over.
here in Georgia. There are
Well, I
counties.
wouldn't even
There are
consider Georgia.
counties, and I did my research because there's counties and towns that are dying.
Hmm.
They're turning into like ghost towns. There's where there used to be industry, which was farming and all textiles and all of that, but those jobs are gone.
Hmm.
They're not there anymore. So there's not enough jobs to have people live there. They have to move to where the jobs are. So now the towns are just kind of dead. So they will, any homes that the city may own, they will sell it to you like really cheap, like for what the taxes are on it. Might be $10,000 or something like that. And then they make other deals where um, you can move there. They'll supply you with a house, give you a house,
For a
some
dollar.
land,
That's what I was talking
but
about.
the stipulation is that you have to bring business.
Oh.
So within a year, you have to open up a business and supply X amount of
Mm.
jobs, to bring some vitality back to the
But
community.
even the place, except for the place in Italy, like I wouldn't go to
Yeah.
those places.
So back to New York. Now, do I have my price? Now, see, later I start thinking, well, if I lived a different life in New York, like I have never experienced a life living in Manhattan in a penthouse. You come down to your doorman, a car pulls up, car service pulls up. You get in, it takes you to the restaurant. You get out the car, you walk straight into the restaurant. Oh, it's beautiful. When the restaurant is old, you go to dinner, then you want to go to the Met, you get in your car service again, and then you go to the Met, you have a wonderful evening, you just step out, and none of this hustle and bustle, none of this walking down the street, none of this getting on the subway, just living a great life in New York. See, New York.
Well, I had that kind of life when I lived in the area.
Kinda.
I mean, I didn't have millions of dollars,
Yes,
but I lived a lifestyle where I had car service whenever I wanted it, and I didn't have to pay for it, and it was all good.
Yeah,
So,
it can make.
but I would still need more than $2 million.
Yeah, I would need two more. But is there a price that I would take to live
And
that
we're talking
lifestyle?
Manhattan, not Long Island, right?
No, Manhattan, right in Manhattan,
With the penthouse,
with the car service, with all of the best things, all of the best restaurants. I
And
may
what's the
not even
catch?
own. Well, maybe there is. I'm wondering what would be my price. How much would a person have to give me in order
I
for
just thought of a
me?
price for me.
What is it?
$1 billion with the B. 1
1
billion. I'll do
billion.
it then.
1 billion. Oh,
I could do a lot with the billion.
1 billion is not a bad price, but living that type of
It
lifestyle
would be
in
gone.
New York
Yeah.
City, I don't. It may not last.
Well, I would want them to throw in the penthouse. Then
And
it
the
would be
car
doable. And the
service.
car service. Then it would be feasible.
And all my restaurant bills paid.
Yes.
And
And
all
whatever
my
restaurant I wanted.
memberships.
Yes. Yes.
And well, yeah. So, but seriously, but then I still think, would I still? Because then I'm just separating myself from society. And would I want to do that?
Are you though?
You kind of are. Look.
No, you're not.
New
There are
York.
other people who have penthouses, who have car services, who go to the best restaurants and have memberships and stuff. So you would see those people.
Maybe those not the people I want to see.
Well, who do you want to see?
Maybe I just want to be me. I just want to be me. I want to be me.
And do what?
I want to be me.
Go to Broadway? Be on Broadway? You have that dance career you wanted.
Well, anyway, I don't know if I have a price in order to move
I
to New
actually don't
York
want to. I would
City.
never. And no
So,
offense to anyone who lives in Manhattan or is from there, but I don't. I don't want to live there full time. I would have maybe a a place to stay when I visit,
hmm
but I don't want to live there full time because I want to live in places where the weather is milder.
that's the other thing. I don't like winter.
Yeah. And we're
Mm.
kind of laid back now, so I don't know how well I would do in an atmosphere that's not.
Yeah, because New York. No, I was going to say, who else do we have in the audience? I think
I
I
can
can't
They're
see it.
not on my
It's
screen. They're
oh,
on
she's gone
oh,
already. I thought it was Jane or Janie.
oh.
But anyway, in and out, in and out. Um, so New York. When I was growing up in New York in the '60s, uh, I was just a wee little lad in the '60s. However, um, it was the haves and the have-nots. And
It
that
still is.
that phrase, well, what I'm saying is that phrase hadn't even been invented
Uh,
yet. And it was the haves and have-nots then.
mhm.
Normal people, normal working class people, middle class, uh, lower middle class people. Um, it was rough. And it didn't matter whether you were in Queens or you're in Long Island or you're in Manhattan. It was rough to live. And you typically couldn't even just go to a restaurant, a regular restaurant in Manhattan. You have to go to the little places. You have to go to Chinatown. And Chinatown has very expensive restaurants and they have
Mhm.
very inexpensive restaurants.
Mhm.
And I've eaten in restaurants in Chinatown, but the they were like this big.
But
And
they had
all the
some of the
chairs,
best
they had the
food though.
best food in the
Yeah.
world. But I have never been in an expensive Chinese restaurant, in Chinatown in New York because the prices were just too high, for regular people to pay. Um, and that's how most things were. So there was a real divide between people with money and people that didn't have money. Two different worlds, two completely different worlds. But with such that divide, everybody knows you have money. There is no way, if you had money, there's no way you could keep people from knowing because of the way you live, because of the clothes you wear, because of all these things. It was so easy to see, which made you a bigger target
Mhm.
in New York, which also almost, even though you get the best things and the best stuff of New York, but there's only certain places you would go. You would go out from your apartment straight into car service because if you're walking down the street
You
everywhere
would
and
definitely
you
be a
got
target.
crazy, you will
Yeah,
get mugged.
that's true. That is very true.
So, really, do I want to live that kind? Now, you can get
Yeah,
mugged if you're poor too, but
true. I remember I was years and years ago, I was flown to New York from Charlotte for an interview for MSNBC.
hmm
And I went to 30 Rock. So car service picked me up, took me to 30 Rock.
yeah,
The interview was really just a formality
yeah,
because uh, they they really only asked me one question. I answered it, and they were like, "Okay, you're hired." Or what
okay,
can we do to get you to say
correct,
yes?
correct.
So I had the rest of the day before my flight back, um, to just hang around. So they were like, "Oh, what time's your flight?" And it was like hours and hours later.
hmm
They're like, "Okay, well, you should go." And so the people interviewing me literally made me a list. Go here, but don't go there because you're dressed like this. I was dressed for an interview,
Mm-hmm.
and and you look a certain, and you look really young, so don't go here, but do go there. So they really like made me a map
Mm-hmm.
of the little blocks that I should
Mm-hmm.
walk from
Mm-hmm.
30 Rock.
Right.
Which I thought was very interesting. But they were right, because they were like, if you go one block further this way,
You're
it
in
will
trouble.
change.
That's right. You're
You
in
will
trouble.
see it.
Right.
And the thing that you taught me was like even pretty blocks can be problematic.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Especially like when you're down in Miami.
Yes, because it's pretty. It's just
The weather's
pretty.
nice. There's palm trees everywhere. The ocean's always close and everything looks good, but you could be in a really rough neighborhood. But there's parts of Atlanta that's like that too.
Absolutely.
Especially if you come from a rough city and you come to Atlanta and you go to certain areas and you're like, oh, it looks nice around here. No, man, you in the hood, you
So
better
what would our
watch your
money be
back.
like if somebody did, just like invite us to live that kind of lifestyle? Whose money is it then? Is it theirs?
Now that they give it to us. You gave it to us. We ain't giving it back. Thanks. Maybe Giselle will hook us up like that. Chris Rossetti. Oh, it's so good to
Chris.
see you. So good to
Hope
see
you're
you.
doing well.
And it's I don't know, Chris, are you still doing your Saturday shows here? I see you're doing them on Clubhouse, but I haven't made it there yet. But keep it up. Love you. So yeah. I wouldn't give it if they gave me the money. I wouldn't give it.
Well, I also think the question of whose money is it anyway depends on the lifestyles that the people in the relationship want to have.
Mhm.
So, for example, in my day job, I learn about forthcoming books every day.
Yes.
And there's a book coming out later this year about in fact, it's called Living the Van Life.
Yes.
And it's written by a Black woman who decided her corporate gig was just too much of a hustle and she wanted to slow her life down.
Yeah.
And so her husband and their dog, like,
Why do I know this story?
because you've heard me tell you about it.
Nah, I think I know this story.
No, I did tell you about it.
I think I know the story before
So-
you told me about it.
Okay. Well, anyway, they the three of them, the dog and the couple, made their van in a way and they just hit the road for a year.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to give it at least a year. And, the book is about all that she encountered as a Black woman, first of all,
Mhm.
on the road. All the times that they were stopped for no reason and that kind of thing. But also what you have to do on the road if you're going to be on the road for a year for money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, a lot of people learn when things change, like you mentioned earlier, if you both had a two-income household
Mhm.
and then something drastically happens to change that, then you really do learn about people that you're in a relationship with.
Oh yes.
About
Oh yes.
what their priorities are, where their heart is,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. And so they learned, but it was a good thing what they
Right,
learned
right.
in this particular case.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. As most of you here in the audience know, that I was in trucking for many years, and after
I'd like to say hello to Rhonda and Dawn as
Rhonda
well.
and Don, oh hello! I'm so happy you're here. I'm getting ready to tell you something.
What you gonna say?
Well, I was in trucking for many, many, many years, and I've been on the top and I've been on the bottom. So after my first divorce, I actually lived in my truck for probably steady a year and a half.
Wow.
I lived in it.
But your
Um,
truck had a bed, had a sleeper in it, right?
it had a sleeper, but you're living on the road. I did not
That's it.
have a home to go to. I would go and I would
You did not
stay.
have an address.
I had an address. I would use someone else's
Oh,
address. So
okay.
I used my
Okay.
brother's address, but
Okay.
it wasn't my home.
Mhm.
I didn't say I'm going home to. Whenever I was in town there where he lived, I would come and visit and stay with him. But yeah, I lived in my truck. And then also when I had employees that were truck drivers also, I think I had 6 drivers and 4 of them lived in my trucks. That's the only place they lived. And the question is that a good life? Is that a bad life? But,
I
you
think
know,
it depends on the person.
that's exactly what I was going to say. So the
Some
couple
people
you're
might like being on the road, 1. 2,
yes.
being by themselves, not having to deal with very many people, that
Yeah,
kinda thing.
but then there's other people that like being on the road, and then every time they stop, all they wanna do is talk to people because they like talking to
'Cause
people.
I
So,
see.
yeah, they like talking to people. So, like with the couple you were talking, they got, burnt out with the corporate life and decided, "Yeah, we're just gonna live in this van." And you'll learn a lot of things when you live on the road. You'll learn a whole lot of things, what to do, what not to do. And even when you live on the road, whether it's in a van, whether it's in a truck, whether it's in a car, you really learn that one, there's a lot of bad people out there, and they will hit you when you're the lowest, or at least try to. But then there's also a lot of good people out there. A lot of really good, kind people. I've been all over the country. I've been to every state. I've been all over. I haven't been to Alaska, but I've been to every other state in this country. I have been to Hawaii, but I didn't drive there. That would have that would have been a hard
Yeah,
one.
that was,
But I pulled out my headset. I can't
a
hear
lot.
myself.
Oh.
Now I can hear again. So living on the road isn't really that bad. At least it wasn't
For
for
you.
me. And
Like, I spent 2 hours in your truck, and I was like, "Let me out."
yes, but for me, it really wasn't bad. And even when I had a home, I would sometimes stay gone for months at a time. The longest I ever stayed gone when I had a home was 6 months.
Whew, that is a long time.
6 months. But I was okay. I was okay. When I would, you kind of establish a routine. I know when I get to Texas, I have friends in Texas. I have family in
So would you do
Texas.
this again? Do that again? Live on the road?
No.
Even in an RV? Because some people think that's on the road.
Well, we still plan to get an RV because I want to go to all of the places that I never got to stop at because I was working. I have driven
Seeing
past
a city when you're working and seeing a city
is
is when
totally
you're
different.
vacationing is very
Yeah.
different.
Like I have flown over the Grand Canyon and I've seen it that way.
We've
I
been
have
to the Grand
driven
Canyon.
No, we haven't. No, we have not been to the Grand Canyon.
Well, we were
Well,
around it. We were by Hoover Dam and that area.
yeah, that's still quite a ways from the
But
Grand
still,
Canyon.
we were by
So
it.
that's not going to it. This is my point. I have driven past Grand Canyon probably, I don't know, maybe 70, 80 times, maybe more. I don't know. I wasn't keeping count, but never stopped to see it. been past Mount Rushmore, same countless
I've been
amount
to
of
Mount
times.
Rushmore.
Haven't seen it. All of these places. Now, but then some of the things I have done, I have driven my 18 wheeler over the Hoover Dam. You can't do that anymore.
Right.
No.
But let's stick to
So
topic.
that is a topic. My money, your money. With my money, we ain't living in an RV. We ain't driving no truck across the country with my money.
We might live in an RV.
No. There's
Well, not live.
There's
Like we
different
might
types of
go
RVs,
and
RVers.
go for an extended period of time
Yeah.
in an RV, but we'll still have a residence.
Yes, but some RVers are what they call full-time RVs.
Yes,
They
I
don't
know
have
people.
a home.
Yep.
That
That is
is
their home. Yes.
And they will drive all over the country. And some of them, what they do, because years ago when gasoline and diesel was cheap, you could, drive your RV all over the country and not have to be rich. But now, if you see people driving their RVs all across the country every day, they have a lot of money.
Well, fuel is very expensive, number one.
Yes, you can spend $500 a day easy if you're just keep driving that RV every day. So what people do is they take jobs at these state parks, and they'll drive their RV to a state park, and they become employees for like a month or two. So they man the gate and all of that, and then 2 months later they move on to the next park and stay, so they get to see the country and different places and meet different people and all of that.
So
But my money, your money.
Right.
So with my money, we ain't living in an RV.
You mean our money?
with my money,
Our
we ain't
money?
living
You mean
in an
our
RV.
money, don't you? You mean our money?
With our money, we're not living in one. We'll get one and we'll use it, and we will definitely try to connect it to our business, so the business will pay for our trips. But
But we're not going to live in it.
no, I mean,
Full-time.
we can spend some extended, we can spend weeks in it and stuff like that. But I don't want it to be my only home, because it's a depreciating asset. Unless we were filthy rich, then I might live in it for a while.
No, we won't. Unless it's like Simon Cowell's RV that, he keeps upgrading. He got rid of.
And just so if you all didn't know, hi, Monica. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Everybody's been scarce lately. So, but no, even if, and Monica's heard us talk about these RVs before, but she said, I didn't want one, but I'm still going to get one. But the Simon Cowell,
that's what I want.
Simon Cowell's RV was the largest RV in the world.
Yep.
In the world.
It's like, how do you even drive that? Like,
well,
but he did.
It was actually a tractor trailer.
Yes.
That was converted into this whole big thing. It had a upper level, bottom level, other levels that came out the side. If people know about sliders, the sliders they were 53 foot long. So, but anyway, enough of that. So my money, your money.
I wonder if his money is their money. Speaking of Simon Cowell.
Probably
but anyway.
not. He doesn't seem like, well, he's got nicer since he's had a kid.
Children made him, or a child made him nicer.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. We don't know. Hey, but what happened to the screen?
You hit something.
Switched.
You hit
There we go.
But I think we should start wrapping this up because next week.
Yeah, before you wrap up, can the audience tell us whether you're seeing us close up or you're seeing us the way you usually do? Because
like, are we in the frame? Because on my iPad, half of my face is in the frame and half of Tony's face is in the frame. But if I turned it horizontally, which is the angle of
there's Chris. I'm gonna
the angle of our shot, then you can see us perfectly. And see,
That's
none of that
interesting.
came up for me.
Oh, see, none of that stuff is coming up for Jill. It's weird. Okay, Chris.
Yeah, when I first opened the broadcast, it was neither of you were visible. You're on the sides. So then I had to grab my screen and shrink it down. So now you're center. You're fine.
Oh, you had to shrink the screen down. Okay. So we know if you turn the phone.
Oh, he's right. I just did that.
Oh, cool. We need to let other people know that. Thank you, Chris. We knew someone could tell us. And even if you take the phone and turn the phone, then you'll get the wider shot.
Yeah, but it's just
Also,
easier.
that's easier.
Yeah,
so
because I
pinch
didn't
it
have to
down.
change anything.
Thank you so much,
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I learn
Yes.
something new every day.
Hey, you guys, this is
Hey,
Monica.
Monica, how are you?
Us intelligent, savvy, technical people know how to tweak the screen. So that's what I did too. So Chris and I are intelligent, technological people.
Inch and inch.
So we
Inch and
knew
inch.
how to shrink the screen.
Well, thank you. I think we're
Monica,
intelligent. We're just not very technical people.
Monica, I'm going to tell you, this is really coming from you because I have listened to so many of the beginnings of your show.
Uh-huh.
You know how it is. Oh Lord, what the heck? Oh Lord, what's going on with this thing? Oh my goodness. Why is this thing messing up? It just won't work right. What?
Oh my Lord. Yes, that is my MO. You have me. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my beginning and my ending of my show.
Of your show. Yeah. So finally you get to say you're the tech savvy person. So bravo.
Good to see you guys.
Excellent.
I've missed you guys. I've been busy, but I was like, oh my God, let me pop in real quick. Oh my God.
Oh, and I'm glad you did. And
Thank
I see
you.
Stefan is here. All the favorite people are here tonight.
Yep.
And I love it.
I'm just trying to figure out when I go live here anymore, where are any of the 20,809 followers?
Good question.
You know where they are, Chris. You know. I know the answer to that too, but I won't say it right now. I don't want to put anybody on blast.
Well, since you were able to see them asked to speak, can you see what the comments are? Because Giselle and Stefan wrote comments.
Well, the font is so small, we may not be able to see. Look, it's acting all weird now. Look.
No,
nothing.
No, not that. The one that says 4. Yes.
Nothing. See, none of it went, it came, it went. see, the app is acting all weird again.
Well, I'm sorry, Stefan and Giselle. I can't see what you wrote.
Look, it came up.
It's doing weird stuff. I can see that you wrote a comment, but it's not coming up it's not staying up for me to read it. So if you would like to come to the stage, you can.
Stefan says, "What's wrong with your cam?" Giselle says, "You guys are looking good. Turn it sideways and I could see you in a full screen."
Yeah. Stefan, Chris just told us if it's not right, just squeeze it down and then you'll see both of us.
Joe Biden says, "Where you guys been? Haven't seen you in a while."
That is fabulous. I don't know, but Fireside has been scarce for audiences have been scarce for weeks now.
Yep.
Who knows what's going on? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, you guys. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I didn't know whether they had been alien abducted or what the hell happened. What the hell?
Monica says, "Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley."
I just love you guys. I
do
just really do love you guys. we all need to do better. I know lives get hectic and like we're busy like crazy, and I'm like, how the heck are we so busy, Jill? This is crazy.
Because you keep adding shows.
I'm not adding any more shows. I'm not
Made
adding
me
any more
busy.
shows.
Chris says, DM me and I'll tell you how to turn $4,000 into $50.
And $50, the $50, 4,050, yeah. So, Chris, I don't think I saw you post your Saturday show in a few weeks.
I took a couple weeks off,
doing?
and
Okay.
what I've been doing is using the Fireside app to basically record the podcast, and then I edit it and publish it over on my podcast channel.
Oh, okay.
So the app still is very handy and very useful, and I love Fireside. If anybody's listening,
It's a secret. It's a secret.
Well, next week we are doing a show, but we're going to be at this famous hotel in Louisville. So we don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, but
because we're not taking all of our equipment with us.
Yeah.
We're just going to be,
we're going to keep it simple.
yeah.
Keep it simple. It's a lot of equipment to do, the full show.
Yeah. So we'll still have all of our shows. Tony will have his show
Yeah.
on Saturday. He'll have his show on Tuesday. I'll have my show on Wednesday. We'll have our show on Wednesday.
Saturday show. We
Already
just
said
that.
Saturday.
Yeah. So,
So, but it will all be from Louisville, Kentucky,
yeah.
from the Brown Hotel or wherever we decide to broadcast from. I got freaked out because I thought there was like a cricket on your back, but it's your cord moving in weird ways. I was
I'm
about to be
wired up.
gone.
Cord's in my back. But yeah,
All right.
we'll be doing that, but it's going to be no frills.
Yeah, no frills and short.
That's what we say.
So why don't we end this puppy?
Yeah, Jill's telling me to end this puppy. End this puppy. Okay, well, let's.
So thank you all for helping us out with our screenshot,
Yes.
with our shot. Thank you.
Thank
so that we can
thank
see you all.
And everyone, especially you, Monica, with your show being right before my Tuesday show. And I was getting to your shows before mine, but then more stuff started happening.
But we'll probably, it's probably a good chance we'll get to her show this week.
Yeah. This
coming
Tuesday, I will definitely be in your show.
You have to be in my show
What's
this
going to happen?
Tuesday because
going
I
on?
am going to be talking about worthiness. And because you two beautiful people are so worthy, you must come and listen to why you're worthy. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. We
Be
will
good.
do
We'll
that.
be there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. From Louisville,
And
Kentucky.
Stefan, Stefan's already gone.
Oh.
Well, I hope you have a show next week. I missed you tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, we love you all. You know we really do. I wish we were all. Oh, actually, we're close to Monica. So we need to hook up one
Yes,
day
we
and
do.
have
We need to meet
dinner
you
or
in person,
something.
Monica.
No, for real, you guys.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to get in touch with you all because I wanted us to get together. So DM me and do something so we can
Oh,
hook up.
right. And the
Okay?
fortune cookie.
I can't see that little wiggity.
Just click on it. Click on
That's
it.
okay. I'll figure it out. I'll
Okay.
Just
figure it
click
out.
on it. Yeah. Just click on the fortune cookie. All the information will come up for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah.
you've been
yeah.
watching I'm Right, I'm
I'm
Right.
right.
Please send cards and letters and correspondence to P.O. Box 1111111111111, Saginaw, Michigan. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that, Chris. And that information was correct,
Except for Saginaw.
except for Saginaw.
Not in Saginaw.
All right. All right. We love you guys.
We love you.
See you next
Talk
time.
to you next time.
You know, this is always I don't know if we're going to be
Well,
able to close out
we
the
might
show.
see you in the after show if we can't figure out how to get out of the show now.
I'm like, here we go again.
All right, I'll try it. Bye, everybody. I think.
Nothing's working.
Oh, it's not working.
It's not working.
Oh, wow. It's coming up and then
Whenever
it's
I
not.
press my button, it comes up and goes away.
Same.
Look at that. We can't get out of our show. Again.
Welcome, everyone, to the after show.
So let
the
me
show that
share.
never
So
ended.
show part 2 of the show. Let me share what y'all about. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to try the X.
Look,
All right. I'm going to try it. We'll see if we're still here.
I bet you we will be because we're working off of my device.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we can't get out
get
of the show.
Can you at least take our video down?
No, I can't. It won't do any. Look, as soon as I, and I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening when I hit the little dots. It'll